Dyslexic Genius here. We're back on the Amberola 30, and why didn't the carriage move when it came in, when it had the broken cabinet, and now everything moves. The reason being is the customer had stuck the wood screw like this from the bottom up, and the threads of this were hitting the felt on the horn right here. So when it moved, it would stop it from the threads on the wood screw. So what I did was I built a brand new brass one. I used brass and threaded this all in.
So you built a new pin.
I built a new pin for it, yeah. And the other thing I did to it was I built neoprene rubber gasket here. And that's going to go between the motor and the cabinet. Because what happens on these Amberola 30s and stuff is that the cabinet becomes a sounding board for the motor, so then you get a lot of noise, vibration out of it. You'll hear it more and more. So you just cut these out, and you just line up a little hole, and that's all you have to do to it.
How many does...
This has 3. You'll have 1, 2, 3. It's like a Victor. When you put a Victor together, they had the felt underneath, or I use neoprene rubber to cushion between the motor and the motor board. And this helps these a lot. The other problem with Amberola 30s is that this gear and the governor drive gear sometimes make a lot of noise. Because Amberola 30s were $30, these things were played extremely a lot, and they get rattly in this area. I put STP on it and it wouldn't quiet it down. So the hoodie graphite off Amazon, I put a couple of dabs here and a couple of dabs here when it was running. So now when you have the neoprene gaskets in, the washers I built, and that, you turn this on, and this is 100% quieter than it used to be. And this will quiet down your Amberola 30. On oiling, everything on the top of this is sewing machine oil. So you will oil the governor right here. You put a dab here at the bearing, a drop on the felt, not on the brake. You'll come over here and you'll put a dab in the bearing there. And then you will rotate it around, and there's that happy little oiling hole. You will oil that right there. You will oil back here at the end of the mandrel, right here. A couple of drops of oil on the front rod. And then you really want to make sure you have a little more extra oil back here on the rail for these things, because it's hard to oil them all the time. And then if you move it, you can see how I come back, and then there's a line of oil in there. And this really helps ease them to play. And then on assembly, when you put the reproducer in, you want to just put a little dab of sewing machine oil in here, because the reproducer pivots inside the horn, and that helps it a lot more to play better. And that's my tip for the day.